And this Albany team, they are comfortable in these settings. They have won a lot of close games, and they are 5-1 in overtime or shootout scenarios this season.
Especially later in the season, too. That is really working well for Albany and how they can close out the overtimes.
Wolverines, as you'd expect, down a player. They're going to try to bleed this minute and a half, but look out here. Schoonmaker meets up with Oliveros. Whistle drawn. And the whistle is on Albany. Great Danes were optimistic there. It might have been on Michigan to no avail.
And it's such a fine skill to decide when to step up and tackle, but then you have to be really disciplined with your block tackling, and that's what Oliveros has for this team. And Albany is really going to try to push this, get inside the circle as quickly as possible before this penalty expires.
And it's a huge difference now in the overtime. 7-on-6. That's, as you can see on the field, much different than 11-on-10.
Yep. Michigan is really deep in the players that they can rotate on the field. They do it throughout the course of the game, so they do have legs on the bench. Can't even really say bench nowadays. It's just, you know, there's just a rotation of players coming on the field. But they do roll deep in how they can transition players on and players off. 20
seconds left before Michigan can draw even. One more potential opportunity for Albany. DeRouter, who had the goal in the fourth quarter. Whistle comes.
And Oliveros driven to come out and make a play in the field, and you started to see the numbers up situation there for Albany as they were driving on attack.
Now, even strength. Into the circle. Just a bit wide there. Didn't look like it was deflected, so would not have mattered. But still, it's 1-1. A little bit less than 2 minutes in to overtime, period 1. Seven on 7. How does the strategy change? The circumstances change? The aggressiveness change in this spot?
Yeah, I mean, when you're on the field, you're giving your full effort, just like doing penalty plays or penalty kills in ice hockey. But you have to be very disciplined with your decision-making on the ball.
Anderson lets it fly off the pads of Mangan.
And obviously, you want to let the ball do the work.
Now a reverse and another save from Mangan.
She got in the circle.
Wow.
You got to see a reverse hit. Brinzarilla has been waiting all season to get inside that circle and place a shot on net from her reverse, and that was excellent. Good pressure here coming from Michigan, and I like the fact that they're just directing these toward net. And you see the rebound for Brinzarilla way outside the circle. She stays with the ball, and look at this quick release. Wow.
Now a whistle on Michigan. 3 minutes deep into this overtime period. Couple of great opportunities for the Wolverines. Hannah Mangan tops in America East in goal against average, showing why on that sequence to keep Albany alive. Michigan last year needed overtime to knock off Miami of Ohio in the first round. They ended up losing to Harvard in the regional final. Here, gave up a late lead, trying to still pull off the victory. Abby Tamer, she's got 6 shots today, 2 of them on goal. She'll navigate into the circle, all around the baseline. And a corner coming up for Michigan.
Yeah, they're going to say that this is deliberately taken off of the baseline. And you can tell that by the direction of the shoulders after they place a play on the ball. And, you know, Albany just has to really pick up these fouls inside the circle, especially when it is in a situation like this, where you're giving the team an attack penalty corner in overtime.
Yeah, and with Mangan approaching there, Smizda might want to have that one back. So, Michigan, who scored on a corner late in the second quarter, Tina D'Angelo inserted and then put it in. Here it'll be Laura Clark to insert. Stopped there by Oliveros. Oliveros gets it. In front, another Mangan save, and Albany clears. Now they have some numbers.
2v1 situation for Albany.
And how about Rosie Hope getting into traffic? The whistle's on her, but in that spot, you'll take it to try to slow things down.
Yeah, absolutely. And can't tell you how many times you practice the 2v1 situations from like the 50-yard line. So,
yeah, no kidding.
These student athletes are used to these situations, and it's a good defensive play by Rosie Hope.
It is gut check time. One of these teams will survive and advance to Sunday in a matchup with either Penn State or Louisville. The other, their season ends. No whistle. Triggs thought there might be one along the baseline. That one forced out there by Oliveros, but not deliberately. They'll bring it out to the 25.
Play on situation for Albany and just continuing the play inside the circle. Great jab tackle by Laura Clark.
Clark does it again. Clark able to avoid the double team up ahead to Tamer. Now she'll try to beat Smisdom to the punch. Tamer, clear spaces. Shimmies, can't get the shot off. What recovery defense by Albany to keep their season alive. Wow. And Michigan wanted a whistle badly.
Yeah, I mean, that was a 1v goalie situation. Tamer just trying to create the other shot. There's going to be a card issued to the Michigan bench.
Yeah, Marcia Pankratz was livid there.
And you'll see Tamer just goes 1v1 with the goalkeeper. And that backswing on the reverse chip allowed Albany's defense, and that's probably where they were looking for the foul, was Albany coming in from behind.
And remember, Michigan's without their referral. So Albany with some great recovery defense. No deflection, that one goes wide, so a reset here, 6 minutes and change into this first overtime session. Oh, sweaty palms time here in Ann Arbor. This has been a blast.
This is Albany defense has been tested throughout the course of the game, but perhaps none more than what we've seen so far in overtime.
Yeah, Michigan right now out shooting Albany 3-1 in this overtime session. And a couple of dynamite saves by Mangan. Albany trying to get it toward their circle. This one will go towards Speaker, who boots it away. And placed perfectly to Zarilla.
Yeah, and just the pace of the ball for Zarilla to be able to get in a position to receive it.
Tamer couldn't quite strike that the way she wanted to toward Peterson, but she gets it back. Tamer zigzags her way. Can she get a shot off? Lets it fly. Chip attempt there by Peterson. And again, Michigan close, but not quite. We're still tied.
And Tamer just dragging the two defenders through across the top of the circle. It really hasn't gotten a clean look on net with that double team presence or pressure that she has on those shots.
Tamer has not scored since October 2nd. She's still top 10 in the Big Ten in goals. It's got to feel like the cage is a lot smaller than it was at the beginning of the season when she was seemingly scoring every game. But one goal here, now that could make up for a whole lot of frustration. Nina Pula reverses field. Clear space here for Oliveros. And it's taken away, but was there a kick? Yes. So a quick start for Oliveros. She'll let it fly. Deflect it up. And that's off a foot of Michigan.
Yeah, also I think if you are getting these looks on net from the field of play, try to change it up, try to find that corner piece, give your team a chance to finish the game on an attack penalty corner.
And there you see, no doubt off the foot for Michigan. Another whistle on the Wolverines. Albany quick to it, but Apula steps in front of that pass. Michigan doesn't have the numbers. Lot of contact. It's a play on. Up ahead here towards Schoonmaker. She has a chance to win it. Near Speaker. Lets it fly. Puts Albany into the second round of the NCAA tournament.
This is a team that has had the ability to get the game done late in the game. Albany being able to save off a lot of Michigan pressure coming on the attack, get the game tire, off an attack, penalty corner, and then they really carry their momentum into the extra overtime stanza.
Just like in their conference championship winner, they were down late in the fourth quarter, ended up needing a shootout win over Stanford. But this breakaway opportunity, and Sophia Schoonmaker, a freshman, her 6th goal, and the transition opportunity, this was flawlessly executed.
And Speaker had to come out and make the play, and this is just well played by Schoonmaker and selecting the shot, having the patience, knowing that the goalkeeper is going to come out and have to commit.
Wow, what a turn of events. Sophia Schoonmaker thrusts the Great Danes into the second round of the NCAA tournament, while Michigan's season comes to a shocking conclusion after winning 10 of their final 11, surprising many to get here to a hosting scenario, and once again, hosting but unable to get to the Final Four just like last year.
Yeah, this is, I mean, the first and second rounds of this tournament, it's competitive to make the tournament anyway, but to even get past the first round is just such a difficult feat for these teams to make, and Michigan certainly has a lot to be proud of this season, and this is a team that also continued to climb in the RPI late in the season and did a tremendous job with closing out their tournament title run. And I think, you know, the big difference maker for Michigan was not being able to push that offense in the third quarter, and they had plenty of opportunities inside the circle, and it's just a matter of finishing some of those plays.
You can see the joy of victory, Michigan experiencing the heartbreak of defeat, Albany knocking off the host Wolverines here today 2-1. So Albany awaits either Louisville or Penn State in our second game here in Ann Arbor. We'll bring that to you in about 45 minutes or so. For my broadcast partner, Kara Lentz, and our producer-engineer, Steve Campbell and Colin McCarty, I'm Brian Bush. Again, Albany on to the round of 8. Thanks so much for watching right here on Big Ten Plus.